Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to The Vibe. I'm your host, Austin Kelly. We are here today at Sip Coffee in Phoenix, Arizona. With me here today is a very, very special guest. She is the Suns in-arena host. She is a play-by-play broadcaster. And you also, are you an AZ Prep Spotlight reporter also, right?
I am.
Okay, and you're a graduate of the University of Texas, right?
I am. Welcome.
So, yeah, welcome. So describe how this journey got started for you to begin with.
I've always really liked sports, and so going into sports always made sense for me. I grew up really being a huge Vince Young fan, and that's kind of why I went to Texas. Followed them and, kept trying to convince my parents I could go there, and coming from California, that was kind of a big jump.
Yeah.
But stuck with it, had the grades, got in, and then once I was at Texas, I worked for Longhorn Network. I interned with Fox Sports West in the summer, so kept building those experiences, working in the athletic department and stuff. And then I worked for a year in news once I graduated as a videographer. So I was covering everything from the forest fires in California to, cat yoga, all kinds of everything in between. If there was a festival or a prison riot, I was covering it.
You did a prison riot and cat yoga?
I did pretty much everything in between. For the local NBC station, so it was a lot of fun. The forest fires, the prison riots, those are a little bit more exciting, but playing with kittens isn't the worst day in the world.
What was the biggest moment or like any memory that stands out to you most throughout the season?
Yeah, a lot of my job is filling in the moments between the exciting plays of the game, and so for me the most exciting was definitely helping with the proposal. It was this whole sponsored thing. I think he applied or submitted something. They figured it all out anyway. We did a whole fake game with her,
cool.
with the bride-to-be, where she had to guess, different emojis that spelled out Disney movies. I guess she was a big Disney fan. And so the last one ended up being something that she wasn't going to know. So we asked her to, we're like, you can phone a friend, ask your husband or boyfriend at the time. And then when she turned around to ask him, he was, on his knee, and it was this big deal. And, we were running out of time because the promotion had took so long, and the players were trying to get back on the court because we only have so much time. And the players are like, did this really happen? It was just so much chaos. And
that's cool, though.
People in my ear, we got to move. And I was like, but he's still proposing. And there's just so much. I'm, not trying to ruin the moment, but trying to, keep the show going. And, there was chaos, but it was just such a fun moment that it was really exciting to be a part of something that they're going to remember forever.
That's actually really cool. What was going on through your mind during that whole process? Were you excited?
I was so nervous she was going to say no.
I know, that's the worst part.
I was like, oh, did they vet them? Do we know that, he's not just putting her in this position because she won't say yes otherwise? How long have they been dating?
I know.
So many questions. And then I was like, no, this. I met the couple, right before, and I was like, no, this is a couple. It's going to be totally
they
fine.
Looked happy
they look happy. They're super sweet. Loved them to death. So once I met them, I was totally fine. But leading up to it, I was like, I could ruin these people's, engagement. I could be the one that ruins it.
Wow. Then you have to live with that.
I was so nervous, and we were practicing it before, and the players were practicing, so they're looking at us is this real? This is real? And we're like, yes, someone is getting engaged today.
You and I were talking before the interview that DeAndre Jordan came up to you and was liking your shoes. Or shoes.
I try and put a lot of effort into my shoe game, and so he obviously started the season with the Mavs and finished it with the Knicks, so he came here a couple more times than the average player, and somehow kept track of my shoes. And I grew up a Clippers fan, of course. Now love the Suns, but for me it was pretty exciting to get to talk to him. And he was like, I wore Vapor Max one day, and he was like, that's just today's an off day. And I was like, I don't have any more Jordans. I've worn them all. I tried to pick something that he hadn't seen because I was on the off chance he does remember. I don't want to be a shoe repeater.
I know,
the Vapor Max just weren't impressive to him. So. I accidentally ran into LeBron once, physically, bumped into him on the court, and that. You don't get starstruck, but you're more just that was the last person I wanted to run into.
I know, right?
But no, other than that, I went to school at Texas, so I was around a lot of athletes that were getting a lot of attention and high profile, and so being in this kind of environment, you don't really fangirl ever.
Yeah. You kind of get used to it, right?
Yeah, I think if anything, the most I fangirled all season was when YG came to a game.
I know, right?
So not players at all, but definitely like YG. My boss was like, "Do not approach him." Like,
really?
Yeah, and
you wanted to so bad. I'm sure.
We're from California. We could just have a nice handshake and like chit chat. And he's like, "Do not approach YG."
So you never got to talk to YG.
Did not get to talk to YG.
Oh man, I mean, at least you got to witness.
I was in his presence.
You were in his presence,
in the same arena.
Sometimes play basketball.
I am so bad at basketball. I will shoot after games, like when we have all the kids come down and shoot, and if there's breaks, I'll like start shooting. I've had like fans DM me and be like, "Hey, your free throws are trash," and I'm like,
"What?"
I know. That's why I'm practicing them. So what I need to do is get to one of these like
just talking smack.
The facility or something like that, one of these basketball places, and just like sit in there for hours and just start getting, because me just like being around basketball is not going to be enough to like
I know, right?
at least be good enough to like handle a ball, because I'll like have to help with camps sometimes or different like community things, and I'm like, I can't explain this drill because I can't do it.
Yeah, you can't do it.
I completely understand it, and I understand like the fundamentals and the technique and the strategy, but like I can't execute it.
I know, right? I mean, you could shoot. I'm sure you could shoot pretty well, though. I mean, like.
No, I really can't. Probably like every 1 in 4 shots I'll make.
1 in 4 shots.
25% shooting
Practice
average.
makes perfect, though. Practice does.
Yeah, I just need to get in the gym.
This is kind of gross, actually. Would you rather wear someone else's underwear or use someone else's toothbrush?
Toothbrush? Toothbrush, 100%.
Toothbrush?
Those germs are way less gross to me.
Wait,
so
really?
toothbrush.
Wait, really? You'd rather
you share
use a
drinks with people.
That is true. Yeah. I don't know, though.
You should let people bite off of your sandwich. No, a toothbrush 10 times out of 10.
Wait, why not the underwear?
This
is kind of a weird question.
I don't want to wear someone's underwear. That's gross.
That is gross.
I shouldn't have to explain that.
Yeah, that's gross. Yeah. Would you rather compete in the Hunger Games or try to survive Purge Night?
I do love the Purge. It depends which version.
Yeah.
Like,
what about the
first
Anarchy?
Purge, when they're stuck on an island, not an island, on Long Island.
Yeah.
That seems difficult.
That would be, that'd be pretty difficult.
I don't know. Yeah, I think I would pick Purge. Hunger Games, they're messing with you, and they're changing the scenery, and there's weird things you can catch. It just seems way more complicated.
I think the
Purge is like one goal, one thing.
Just stay alive.
Just stay alive.
Yeah.
Versus like Hunger Games is to stay alive, but it's a lot harder to stay alive.
Yeah.
Hiding isn't enough.
Yeah, because you get messed with during the Hunger Games too, like you said. All right, last one. Would you rather go to jail for 5 years or live the rest of your life trying to evade the police?
Probably just knock out 5 years and then chill the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to like spend a whole lifetime looking over my shoulder.
That is true, because then you'd be
It'd
paranoid.
Be stressful. It wouldn't be a very fun life.
I know, like if you're just chilling right now, you'd be like so worried, like if there's a cop behind you or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
5 years is just like a bad stint in college.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Of course, time-wise, prison would be much worse than college.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I listen to Larry King a lot.
Uh-huh.
He's still doing his interviews, and like he said, what was the quote? He said, communication, like face-to-face communication, more importantly, is a lost art too. So like people like, because people are so like into like their phones or laptop or whatever. Like, I think that's true. Like, it is becoming a lost art. So like, I think more so, it's more important now for people to have good communication. Like, so, and like
eye contact is huge. My grandma drilled that into me when I was little.
Really?
And I find that a lot now when I talk to people my own age. I'm like, why are you looking at me? I'm talking. And I sound conceited when I say that, but I'm like, we're having a conversation. You can like look me in the eye.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if you won't even do it for me, like, how are you going to do it for like a CEO or a boss or, you know, someone you're trying to get to produce your film or something, whatever your case is. Eye contact and a solid handshake, I think, go a long way.
I've been working like on my eye contact too, because like I low-key I've been having problems with that, but like I'm learning more. For some reason I think eye contact is weird. I don't know why.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's.
But I think as long as you're conscious of it.
Yeah.
And like, you don't have to be staring at someone and not blinking, but to not be like looking at your feet or looking anywhere else.
Yeah.
For at least the majority of the conversation.
Because it lets a person know you're aware, though. You know, like you're not just wandering. Like,
you're actually listening.
For sure.
When retirement comes around, I'd like my last stop to be an analyst.
Retirement 50 years
sooner.
from now, yeah.
If not much sooner.
Yeah, that is, like, communication is key, though. Like, it's a skill. It legit is a skill. You could catch her on Instagram at
J Slate.
J Slate, and as always, you can catch me on Instagram at The Vibe Interviews. Thank you for coming out. We'll do the horns. We'll do the horns.
Gotta roll them.
Oh, we gotta roll.
That's a yo. This is a yo. This is a long horn.
Okay, of course. Yo, or this is a yo.
Hook
Okay,
'em.
there you go. Hook 'em. There you go. Thank you for coming out.
Yeah, of
Awesome.
course. Thank you for having me.
Have a good day, guys.